Hey, Sacred City Church, Moline, this is Pastor Sam here. I wanted just to take a minute to talk to you directly, as I'm sure you've been bombarded with the social media notifications, news updates about things both nationally and here locally that have been canceled as of recent due to the coronavirus. I would imagine a lot of you are wondering, like, what are we doing on Sunday? Are we going to gather as we normally do? And then wondering about the rest of the week as we gather and scatter for missional communities. Wonder what sort of impact is this going to have on our routines. Now, let me first say that we're taking this seriously. We're not making a decision flippantly. We're not also just like following the trend of just doing what everybody else is doing. We're taking in as much information as we can, consulting the experts both nationally and globally who are speaking on the subject, as well as those who are in the health profession locally, serving in leadership capacities within our church. And so we're consulting those people and asking, like, what's the most prudent thing to do at this time? And so having taken in some information and sort of assessed the situation, we feel comfortable having our Sunday gatherings as planned. For this Sunday, what is today? Sunday, I wish I would have known this, March 15th. We're going to go ahead and have our Sunday gathering here at Sacred City Moline. With that being said, we are going to take some extra precautions to make sure that we can make our environment as sanitary and healthy as possible to prevent any extra spreadage of germs or viruses, whatever it might be that's going on, whether it be coronavirus or something else. We want to take this extra precaution. So one of the things that you'll notice is we're not going to have communion this week. I love communion. It's one of my favorite parts of the week. But this week, just out of respect for one another and trying not to cross-contaminate, we're just going to move that element for this Sunday, which, like I said, is a bummer. But again, to keep people safe and healthy, we are going to take that measure of precaution. Secondly, I just want to encourage you to sort of like limit your touching. I know we are family and we act like we're family. And so it's really natural for us to, greet one another with a hug or high five, handshake, whatever it might be. I just want to encourage you to limit touching as much as possible. Now, if you're with kids or your kids, obviously you got to pick them up, you got to move them around, you got to do stuff with them. If you're serving kids, you're going to have that closer contact. But still, I just want to encourage you to limit touching as much as possible. Because I'm kind of in the category of those who are at risk. I do have a compromised immune system. I won't be shaking hands at the door like I usually do at the end of the service. I love you guys. I'm here for you no matter what, but I just got to take this risk to protect myself and those that I love. I would also just encourage you, during the announcements where we say, hey, greet those who are around you. Feel free to just, give a wave, peace sign, do something to acknowledge those people who are around you, because there are still people around you. Just limit touching as much as we can. The other thing is we're just going to be vigilant about sanitizing commonly touched surfaces. So we'll be going through, following the gathering, making sure that, that stuff that we have touched is going to be sanitized, and especially down in our kids ministry, being extra careful with that. So our plan is to have Sunday gathering, again, with those precautions to help us out. But as we had missional community celebration slated for Sunday evening, as we brought both Davenport, Sacred City Moline together, we are going to press pause on that and cancel it for the evening. It's just an extra thing. It's an extra risk. And so just really keeping the focus on Sunday gathering and the importance of that, we're going to go ahead and say, listen, this MC celebration is not worth the risk at this point. Other than that, the normal weekly rhythms that we have of gathering and scattering as a missional community, the plan is to still meet as normal. So if you are feeling well and your conscience allows it, we want to encourage you to not forsake gathering and having that community and just, really relying on one another in this time that seems so chaotic and there's just so much stuff going on. But to really press into community in that smaller setting. and keeping tabs on one another, reminding each other of the gospel, as our anxiety and fear is likely to be spiked, as clearly the world seems like it's going mad, and so just to be here for one another, to press in the gospel together. With that being said, if you are showing any symptoms, we urge you to stay home. Okay, I not to push you out. We don't want to annex you, but just out of respect for those who gather as well. Just stay home. Get yourself well. If you need to see a doctor, go see a doctor. I would also encourage you, if you are one of those people who fit the high risk categories, if you're elderly, if you've got existing health conditions that have compromised your immune system, it might be prudent for you to stay home. I'm not going to force you to stay home. I can't do that. But I just want to leave that for you. Like, you have my permission that if you fit that category, you can stay home. If your conscience is troubled, you can stay home. Nobody's going to judge you about it. But we just really prioritize and value the time that we get together to worship Jesus together and to be together as the body. And so we don't want to miss out on that yet. If you are subscribed to the Sacred City Weekly Update that gets punched out on Monday mornings, you'll probably already see that Pastor Justin posted a longer format version, or a longer format video talking about this, and really he did a great job of getting our hearts sort of set and cemented in the sovereignty of God and trusting Him as our rock and our refuge. And so I would just encourage you to take some of your time to listen, watch that video, hear him out, and hear some of the other things that's going on as we take some of these precautions with the coronavirus circulating. So I just want you guys to know what's going on. Hopefully these decisions seem wise to you. We think that it's fitting at this point. And we're going to play it by ear with the upcoming weeks as the Quad City is likely to be introduced to the coronavirus and see more people be affected by it. And so we just, for this week right now, we're a go. Might change. So stay tuned. We'll communicate through our Facebook page, through other email communications, all that stuff. So I love you guys. I'm grateful for you. I'm praying that you're going to stay safe and healthy. But I'm also praying that you're going to maintain your sanity and keep your hope firmly planted in Jesus, and not just let the hype of the media and all this stuff kind of take you and toss you to and fro. So let us together just really focus on Jesus, trusting Him, and being present where He's called us to be present. So I love you guys. Take care. We'll see you tomorrow, I hope. Talk to you later.